Good morning. Look, it's raining again. What a surprise. Oh, my life. We've got over here Michael and Tamara and little Woody, and we're looking at this stable at the front of the house in this little soggy paddock area that you know Hoytzer and Jubbers come in. And so we're just talking through what Michael will be able to do with this so that he can start putting a price together. And we're talking about having it beautifully stone-faced. There's a bit of debate about what roof we go for at the moment. There's lots of different ideas being bandied around at the moment, so we won't share them all with you now, because I think until we've finally agreed what we're going to do, it's probably best not to. But definitely we're going to have two big windows on the front here as it is, because it needs to look pretty much as it's always looked. We're going to look at putting a new concrete floor in, sorting out this whole area out here so that we can get a nice level concrete base in, as well as these soft tiles that we have on the horse walker, that we'll tile this whole area so that it's a nice level surface for whoever's going to be out here, whether it's Hoytzer, whether it's one of the other arthritic horses. Plans are moving forward, and obviously once Michael gets back to us with a full quote of what it's going to take to get this rebuilt so that it's going to stand here for many, many years to come, then obviously I will let you know more details. I'm afraid there's not going to be sketches of it, but hopefully I can describe what it's going to look like. The next part of the discussion is about how we're going to get water here, because we actually need a new mains to come in. It's going to involve digging up this whole area here, which we're going to need to do anyway to resurface this. But this is, you know, all part of the planning. This is what I leave Tamara to do, because she understands about all of this sort of thing, whereas I just have the ideas and then pass it on to Tamara to do the actual complicated side of things, of working out the logistics of everything and all the materials that we'll need, and you know, how best to do things so that it links in with everything else on the farm. Chris is back again. We got Teddy Bear out here. He already filed his foot yesterday, so yes, he is resting the bad one a little bit, which is this one over here, but Chris is confident that he's going to get that other shoe on today, and then Teddy Bear will stay in and rest again for the day.
Oh boy. Got his name right today.
I know, and you called him a boy, not a girl, for a change.
Yeah, not a girl.
Did you do that just for the camera?
Yeah.
So, as you can see, Bear's not fidgeting around like he was yesterday. So he's much more comfortable for having the rest and having a little bit extra meds. Nero's just having a little file as well, while trying to chew on Chris's bottom. This is the wall alongside where the muck trailer usually sits, that is going to be moved to across the driveway to replace the rather flimsy barriers. So Michael is coming in today with his Manitou, and then Simon and Bailey are going to fill that bucket there with all the stone so that Michael can then take it round to where it's going to be rebuilt by Neil, who's coming in to look at it later. Go and do that, because you've got enough to... Actually, they're cleaner than they were when you were eating the scones yesterday.
I know, they're not too bad.
Yeah, no, actually, yeah, I approve. You obviously had a shower last night.
I did.
Or you bathed a horse.
Yeah.
Or did you bath yourself?
Oh, alright.
Oh, look.
Oh,
Michael, you need to paint your nails to really fit in.
get some gel. Go down to Park Lane and have a manicure.
Having a little break from baking duties today, Bailey has very kindly come out and said that he'll help getting all this stone into the bucket, and Simon's going to be joining him shortly. I didn't mean to catch him peeing again. I just brought the video in because look what he's decided to pull into the stable again. another broom. And now we've got Neil here, having a look at the wall that's coming down, looking at the quality of the stones to make sure that they're going to be suitable for the new wall. So we'll look in a minute, we'll look at where you're putting it, and then you can tell me where you'd like all this big pile done.
In theory, it's half of it each side, isn't it? Basically.
So we're just measuring up here, because obviously we need to make sure that the entrance is wide enough for architects to come through, because we need them if we're getting a top up of surface for the turnouts. So hopefully the length of the wall that's being moved will replicate the length of the wall up here. So there'll be a little section along here. We'll then have the bungee ropes that will come across the driveway, and then have another small section of stone here to tie into this bit of wall, which is actually at the back of the wet room, the stable stays. So it's actually this Thursday Neil can start this job. And I'm sure once again he'll be happy to have the GoPro on him while he's building it, although he is going to be using mortar on this one, which he wouldn't usually do for a field wall where it's completely traditional stone walling, which doesn't use any kind of mortar to hold it in place. Bailey, what are you doing now?
I am digging out a trench for the new wall.
Wonderful. Where's your helper gone?
Oh, he's on lunch.
Oh, okay. Have you had some lunch?
Yeah.
Excellent. Good job. Oh,
Yeah.
we need to know from you about your run that you're doing with Anne. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Hold on. Before you do that, you've got your beautiful Amy brooch on there.
This lives on this jacket. It's really, really cool.
It is, isn't it?
It is. Yeah. But as for my run with Anne, it's her run actually. I'm just going as the adjudicator to make sure she doesn't cheat. And it's not an actual race. It's just something we're doing ourselves. So we will use a tracking app, maybe like Strava, to track it, just as evidence that we actually did it.
Because this was something that Anne, who volunteers with us, came up with.
Anne's ideas that she fabricated at one coffee time, and I said, oh yeah, cool, I'll do that. So yeah, because I used to do fell running competitively when I was a kid, so running up and down hills. It's similar to mountain running, but not quite as. Well, it's on the fells instead of the mountains, so it's the same thing but different. But
running
anyway,
up hills, I think you're mad. So you and Anne are going to be running round which lake?
Water, which is up near Keswick.
She's got an aim of raising funds for everything here, hasn't she? I've just been on to have a look at Anne and Holly's GoFundMe page, and wow, already before she's even really got it out there, she's already raised £215. So if you want to support Anne and Holly running round Derwent Water on Sunday the 19th of May, check for the link in the description. Back to the horses, because I've not really shared much of the horses with you today, because while I've been doing other things, Hole, Jodie and Hazel have been looking after everybody here. But here we've got the famous Angel Eyes. Now, he had his visor on night before last, didn't he?
And then he lost it.
Yeah.
And then embarking on my journey to go and find it, I also, not only did I find that, but I also discovered the boys had decided to bring the electric fencing halfway across the field.
That's right, so we had to go and retrieve all of that yesterday, didn't we?
I had to go crawling in a bush to get some of it out.
But Hannes, definitely when it's windy, he needs his visor on, because his eye actually got a little bit sore, didn't it?
Yeah, but today was okay. He's got itchy legs, as soon as it's dry, they need trimming.
Yeah, we've got a lot of them to trim at the moment, haven't we?
Because he's one that does feel. Some feel it more than others. Like Renska, she's just not bothered about her legs being trimmed, really.
Yeah.
Whereas him, he feels it. Xiao, not really bothered.
Yolanda's not bothered.
No,
Nika's not really bothered. So
no.
they're all different, as we know. You're going to head back out, handsome boy.
He is.
You've done it again. As soon as I go to video you, you're pooing again. Honestly, as someone said, I need to do a training video to tell you when it isn't appropriate to poop. He's going to have another, I think I want to give him 1 if not 2 more days in resting, but he's definitely not resting that foot anywhere near as much as he was resting it yesterday. And then we've also got Annie in for the night. Hello Annie, I had hoped to get you out today, but it just hasn't happened. But all being well, we'll go out tomorrow. Oh, and look, I've just been joined by Twix as well. Hello little Twixie. Have you seen MK recently? What's up? You've always got something to say for yourself, haven't you? Oh, we've got D as well. But no MK in here. Not yet. But she is around, which is good. Michael's dropped the first load of stone over here. And then Bailey and Simon will work tomorrow to get the rest of it loaded up. But haven't they done a great job just digging a tiny little trench here? And that really is hard work because it's all solid stone. But as Neil said, it's just useful to have a little indent in the rock here so that he can sit the first stones slightly lower than the rest of the ground. And then he can cement the first bit in so that it's not going to move anywhere. Oh, even Twix and Dee have come out to join me now. Being very careful walking over the mud there. Apologies for today's video. There are some days where filming just seems to work and other days that it doesn't, and it just doesn't flow, and I feel like it's been one of those non-flowing days today. But I am going to end today's video with these gorgeous pair, and just a reminder that tomorrow evening, so that's Wednesday, 6 o'clock UK time, we're going to be going live. I'm hoping to take you out with Renska again, and then Holly, myself, Bailey, Hoytsy and Jubbers will be heading into stable stays. Start the first one at 6 o'clock with the hack out with Renska. Then once I get back here, we'll end the live stream, sort her out, get everything organised down in stable stays, and then we'll live stream to you from within stable stays so that those of you who've not seen it can see what it's all about. So Hoytzer will go in his side of the stable, and Jubbers, I'm sure we'll let him through in with us to join us maybe for dinner, as long as he doesn't pinch it.